lesson, we're going to be using interactive sorting on our columns. I'm going to show you how to do this in reporting services. Let's go to Management Studio real quick and look at the data set that we're going to be using. We're going to be using subset of rows from our person table. And as you can see, we have a lot of rows in this table, but I want you to focus particularly on the person type column. We have a total of 5 distinct person types in the person not person table, and that's amongst 19,972 rows to be precise. So we don't want to return a whole bunch of rows. What we want to do is for five of our 6 different person types, we want to return the first 4 rows based on business entity ID ascending. So that's how we're going to build our data set. So we should have a total of 20 rows. We're grabbing the first 4 based on business entity ID of each distinct person type. So as you can see, we have our CTEs set up. The first one is called set 1 and it's grabbing the top 4 person type, business entity ID, first name, last name, where person type is IN, and it's based on the ordering of business entity ID column ascending. And the second CTE set 2 is for EM, doing the same thing. The third for SP doing the same thing, and it's called set 3. The fourth, so on and so forth. And we're basically going to insert um, all of those rows into a global temp table called data set. We're using a derived table based on the unification of all of our CTEs, set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4, and set 5. And let me just query the global temp table real quick so you can see. We should have a total of 20 rows, and we do. And as you can see, like for instance, EM, we have business ID 1, 2, 3, 4. So it just went and grabbed person type EM, the first 4 rows based on business entity ID. Now, let's go into our reporting services. Let's add a data source. It's just going to be AdventureWorks 2012. So AW 2012. We're going to grab it from our SQL server. Let's connect to our local instance with a period. We're grabbing AdventureWorks 2012. Test the connection. Okay. Good. And as always, I have a bug to where I have to go back and put it back to Windows authentication because it like switches it. But we're good now. Let's grab our data set. We're going to be using an embedded. Now, let's grab AdventureWorks 2012 as our data source. And we're just going to select all, all from, I think I titled it data set. Data set. I think that's the title I gave my global temp table. Okay, it was. Now let's insert our table. We're going to insert business entity ID, first name, last name. All right, and let's just preview it and see how like basic it is. Okay, what we're going to be doing what interactive sorting is going to allow us to do is click on a column and rearrange the values. So we would have ascending with a click, then descending with another click, and I'm going to show you how to implement that. So you just come to the one of the column text box, right click, and you go to text box properties, and you want to go to interactive sorting and enable interactive sorting on this text box. You want to sort based on what was it that we selected? I think it was business entity ID. So business entity ID. Okay. We want to come here, do the same here. Text box properties. Go to interactive sorting, enable it, and sort based on first name. And let's do it one more time. All right. Text box properties, interactive sorting, enable. We want to go to last name this time. Let's just spice it up a little, give us a little background color. Let's go with yellow. Let's go to preview. And as you can see, we have our interactive sorting. So let's just click on it here. And as you can see, we're ascending. Now we're descending. And let's try it here, first name. Descending. Ascending. Last name, let's try it here. Ascending. Descending. All right. Let's go back to our design. Let's add a parent group with our person type. All right, add group, parent group, and it's going to be person type. This time, when we incorporate our interactive sorting, we're going to do it based on the grouping. So it's not, so when we try to do interactive sorting for our other columns, it's just going to do it for the grouping, not the overall rows. So let's come here. All right, right click. Let's go to text box properties. Let's go to interactive sorting. This time we're going to do groups, and we want to do it based on the person type group. Okay, let's go to preview. All right, we have our group set up, and we also have the interactive sorting based on group. And as you can see, we could switch our groups around, ascending and descending. But when we go back to our regular columns, you'll see that we're not able to do ascending or descending based on overall rows. We're going to be able to just do it based on the within the group block. Okay. So ascending, descending. As you can see, 4321, 1702, 1701, 1700, 1699. So this time it's just going to do it based on the group block because we are also using interactive sorting on our parent group. Okay. And that is how you use interactive sorting on the table. Thank you for attending this lesson.